All right, everyone, welcome. Hope everyone's having a good night, and welcome to Amplify DU's kickoff, our newest recruitment training program. We are incredibly excited to have you all here tonight and to really just help us kick off our newest program, in which we'll help you all as undergraduates and advisors really help amplify DU in our recruitment process going into 2021-2022 school year. So again, really excited to have you all here and really excited to be sharing what Amplify DU is all about and getting you all excited for what's to come within this program. To kick us off, little introduction. My name is Hayden Ron. For those who I haven't met, I know that all of you have received an email from me confirming your registration in Amplify DU. A lot of you may have received a text from me asking you and making sure that you're registered and your chapter is registered for Amplify DU. And so those who, though I have not had the pleasure of meeting and interacting with, my name is Hayden Ron. I serve as the Director of Chapter Development and Growth for Delta Upsilon. I'm a 2016 graduate of the University of Oregon, the Oregon chapter. During my undergraduate time, I was a founding father of the chapter. I served as Vice President of Recruitment and Chapter President. And then right after I graduated, joined the Delta Upsilon staff as a leadership consultant. So been on staff for 5 years in a lot of different capacities, in different roles, mainly though to deal with expansion, recruitment, growth, retention, all of those pieces. So in my current role, I'm really focused on the growth of the fraternity, really helping chapters understand best recruitment practices, alumni understand best recruitment practices so they can help their chapters and the undergraduates that they work with. And I also serve as a liaison to a handful of chapters as well. You'll hear a lot from me. You'll get a lot of information from me over the course of this summer. And so that's who I am. And I'll share my contact information at the end. So if you ever need to get a hold of me, whether it's by email, by text, or phone, you can definitely do that. Always happy, always wanting to have conversations with our undergraduate men and our advisors and alumni. So really excited to be able to really help lead this program and really help you all increase and really enhance your recruitment at your respective chapters. So when we think about Delta Upsilon, when we think about recruitment, we really want to ask ourselves, why Amplify DU? You may be asking yourself, why did this program come about? Why is this a thing now? Why did we create Amplify DU specifically for the recruitment piece of the organization? And so wanted to provide some context for you all and some context to, why is this something that was created at the headquarters level, and why is this something that we are offering to you all as undergraduate men and undergraduate chapters? And so it really stems, and if we look back in the past year, it really stems from COVID-19. We understand and we saw a lot of results that impacted our chapters in a lot of different ways. The fraternity had to navigate what that looked like through COVID-19. You all as undergraduate men and undergraduate chapters had to understand and navigate what did that look like going to school and operating as a fraternity and operating as a brotherhood through COVID-19. And so over the past year, clearly there was a lot of impact from that. And one of those was recruitment. And I don't probably think that's a surprise to really anyone to think about recruitment being impacted by COVID-19, right? Campuses were virtual, campuses were hybrid, there were recruitment restrictions, there was questioning on whether or not I should join a fraternity this year. What did that look like? Not only that, but if I join a fraternity, what does my brotherhood experience look like? And so I know for a lot of our chapters, most of our chapters, those questions were there. That impact was real. And so we saw that over the course of the past year. We saw recruitment numbers across the board, not just DU, but within our NIC groups and within our fraternity industry decrease. And so it really took a hit in both membership and the recruitment of new members. And so really looking at that as kind of a centerpiece for really understanding why Amplify DU came to be. Furthermore, we had conversations on staff in saying what needs to be priorities moving forward. What do our undergraduate men need to help bounce back from last year, and recruitment was a priority for us. Clearly, we want to make sure that you all, as undergraduate men, as VPs of recruitment, as recruitment chairs, as advisors to chapters, that you are best suited and prepared for this upcoming year, both in the fall and in the spring. And so being able to offer recruitment training, recruitment coaching at different levels. I know that we were able to offer that last year, a little one-on-one recruitment coaching, and that worked wonderful. 80% of our chapters took advantage of that. And so being able to offer this at a deeper level, at a more intentional level with the program that we have offered throughout the summer with Amplify DU, with the recruitment coaches that we have, which I'll talk about and introduce here. There is a lot of great things that you all will be able to experience throughout this summer, both through the webinars for you main participants, those small group chapter interactions that you'll have, your interactions with your chapter coaches. All of those pieces are going to be really helpful. And so Amplify DU came from really a lot of conversations within staff to say, what do we need and what needs to happen? How do we allow for our men to really understand recruitment deeper than they already do? Yes, we offer recruitment symposiums, and yes, we offer these other pieces throughout the year, but really need to focus in and hone in on getting an in-depth intentional training for our men and for our VPs of recruitment and our undergraduates. And so that is Amplify DU. That is where it's come to be. We will take this journey together as it's the first time we are doing it, obviously, but we're really excited to be able to offer this program to you all. We're really excited to be able to invest in our VPs of recruitment, really excited to be able to help you all create plans and really develop what recruitment's going to look like moving forward. And the summer's the best time to do it. Right? Summer's the best time to really hone in on what does that look like for my chapter and how do I go be successful in recruitment moving forward. And in this case, we don't just have the help of staff, we have the help of our recruitment coaches. There are 9 different individuals, staff members and alumni of the organization that are there to really develop relationships with our undergraduate men and undergraduate chapters and help you create that plan, be intentional about your recruitment moving forward, and really be successful in those pieces there. So that is really the context to Amplify DU. And like I said, I will continue to say that we are excited for what this summer has to offer. We're excited for the information that you all will be gathering, learning, and we're excited for what you all can implement. And I think last piece here is we were really, I think personally, I was very, very encouraged by the way that a lot of our groups attacked recruitment over the past year. They looked at recruitment, they knew it was changing and they knew there was restrictions, but they really thought to themselves, how and what can we do? They had this really kind of engaging mindset with that. And so I'm excited to see that continue throughout the summer and throughout the next year and see how you all can amplify DU in the 2021-2022 school year. So I think another big piece that we want to talk about here is the importance of recruitment in 2021-2022. Right. And so why are we thinking about recruitment? Why is it important? We obviously know recruitment's important no matter what, no matter the year. But given kind of what's been going on in the past year and given this opportunity to really bounce back and look forward and move ahead, why is recruitment, why does that need to be a priority for the fraternity and for you all as undergraduate members in your chapters moving forward? And so I think of it in 3 different realms: growth, impact, and opportunity. First off, and this is clearly the most important when it comes to recruitment, recruitment helps Delta Upsilon grow, right? It helps the growth of the fraternity. It helps the growth of chapters. It helps us bring in both the quality and quantity of individual that's really going to propel Delta Upsilon forward, right? It's going to allow for us to bring back the membership that we had prior to COVID, right? It allows for you all to meet more brothers on campus. It allows for you to build your brotherhood and create those strong bonds within your chapters, right? And that is recruitment, right? That is what it is. Recruitment is growth, but it's so important going into 2021, 2022, knowing that we had a decrease in recruitment last year, that we're able to then come back and really grow the fraternity or continue to grow the fraternity and our undergraduate chapters. And so that's a big piece there looking ahead. And so when you're thinking about this summer, when we're talking about our recruitment planning, think about how am I growing my chapter? What does growth look like for my chapter? Both growth in the quality of individuals we're bringing in and the number of individuals we're bringing in. We'll talk a little bit about that also here later on in the webinar. The second piece is impact. A big piece and importance of having a successful recruitment and really focusing and making recruitment a priority is the impact you all as undergraduate men, or the greater impact you all as undergraduate men are going to have on the communities that you're invested in, involved with. Whether that's the FSL community, your IFC community, your campus or local community, bringing in those men and really saying here and growing our chapters is going to allow for you to impact those communities. Get out in the community, really have the opportunity to showcase our 4 founding principles within those communities as well. And so if we're growing, we can then go make an impact. I already know a lot of chapters, and most, if not all of our chapters, are making really positive impacts within the communities that they're in. We're able to say, hey, we're back on campus in some form or fashion. We're growing the fraternity. Recruitment's going to bring in those guys, bring in the right individuals, and we're going to continue to make that impact. Again, whether that's at the FSL level or IFC level, like just the campus level or the local level, really having that impact on the communities that you all are involved and invested in is really important when we think about recruitment moving forward, and the impact recruitment can have on the impact of the communities that we're a part of. And the last piece is the importance of recruitment moving forward is the opportunity for you all to develop, mentor, and build better men. Right? There are a ton of individuals. I'm sure you already know some. I'm sure that you're friends with some. You probably heard, hey, I'll join next semester, or I'll join next year once we're kind of back to normal, whatever that might look like. But this is an opportunity. There are a ton of men who are looking for an experience, looking to develop themselves, looking to find mentorship, looking to find guidance, looking to find that brotherhood, looking to build themselves into better men, just like we all were when we were going through the recruitment process. And so this is a great opportunity to go out and recruit those men that you can develop, mentor, build into better men, build into leaders, build into great community members, build into great Delta Upsilon members. And so really recruitment, as we think about the importance, is a great opportunity to bring in those men, to have an impact on them, allow for you all to provide them that space on campus that they may be looking for, that they may have missed out on during that first year of college, or maybe that second year of college, or whatever the case may be. And so really providing that opportunity to develop, mentor, and build better men is another big importance when we think about recruitment. So as you all go throughout the summer, as you all watch and participate in these webinars, as you all participate in your small group sessions and interactions with your recruitment coaches, I want you all to remember these 3 things. How am I growing Delta Upsilon on my campus and within my chapter? What impact is that going to have on the communities, and what does that look like? And how does that provide opportunities to the men that we're recruiting, to the men that are looking for that fraternity experience? Because that is important to Delta Upsilon moving forward, growing, impacting, and having those opportunities there. So that is Amplify DU, and that is the importance of recruitment as you look forward and you look ahead to everything. Now I want to talk a little bit about what does this program include? What does the Amplify DU program include? What can you all expect as participants of the program? And so there's 3 kind of facets to this. The main one being our webinar series, right? And so as you all know, and you've probably seen glimpses and you've got a schedule sent to you, for those main participants, you've seen all of this. For our additional participants and advisors, you've just seen what the webinars look like. So those webinars they're going to be 5 different webinars covering really high-level topics of recruitment, really getting you all, the opportunity to kind of think about, take notes, and then take those conversations into your chapters, your committees, your small group meetings, conversations with recruitment coaches, advisors, all of those pieces there. And so there are 5 different webinars, this obviously being our first one. These will occur during the date and times as outlined on the Amplify DU schedule. The Amplify DU schedule says they're from 8 to 9. Depending on the webinar, sometimes those will run to 9:30, so just make note of that. But these webinars are really there and obviously open to all main participants, additional participants, and advisors. They're really there to help you understand recruitment at this high level and obviously take those conversations moving forward. We then also have our small group meetings. Our small group meetings are specifically designed for our main chapter participants. So each chapter obviously having a main chapter participant. The reason for that is we want to keep that small. We want to make sure those conversations are intentional there. Those are led by an Amplify DU recruitment coach who will introduce, and I'll introduce who those coaches are here in a second. And those obviously occur during the date and time set by a recruitment coach. So that first small group meeting is actually set to take place next week. So you all, especially the main chapter participants, will be expecting or should be expecting a either group me message, group chat message, email from your designated recruitment coach sometime in the next few days to get that first meeting set up. Those will last anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even longer, depending how the conversations are going. So those are really designed for you all to have conversations with each other. Something that we know is that you all want to understand what other chapters are doing, what are other best practices when it comes to recruitment for those chapters. And so being able to provide that space with a designated recruitment coach is something we wanted to prioritize for you all and keep that space small. So again, making sure that you're attending those, participating in those, and really taking advantage of those conversations that are meant to happen. And then the last are small group interactions. So those will be facilitated again by an Amplify DU recruitment coach. Those will happen 3 times over the summer. Our recruitment coaches will set up a group meet, group chat, whatever form or medium they'll use to communicate that, and they'll pose and facilitate questions or interactions through that. So we understand that being on Zoom and people are busy, this allows for you all to continue to have those small group interactions and our recruitment coaches to be able to facilitate that throughout the entire summer. So again, those are outlined on the Amplify DU schedule that was received by a main chapter participant, and you know who you are. So our Amplify DU coaches, I've talked about it. Each one of you and every chapter will be assigned an Amplify DU recruitment coach. That recruitment coach will work directly with anywhere between 4 to 10 chapters. It just depends on the group size there, and is their job to really guide you through this program, really guide you through this summer and what that's going to look like, help you develop thoughts, challenge some things that you all might be thinking about, encourage you all to move forward in the right direction. They're going to help you obtain your recruitment goals, which we'll talk about, that you all will be receiving. And they are all well-versed and have a ton of knowledge in the area of recruitment, whether it be when they were an undergraduate or in the work that they do currently. And so we're really excited that we have these 9 recruitment coaches set up for this summer. They're all really excited. We had a phone call about a week and a half ago, and it was just great. The excitement was there, and we can't wait for them to be involved. They're all, obviously, as you see, Delta Upsilon alumni, and it's just great that they're able to give back and really take advantage to be able to give back to you all this summer and through this program. And so we have Matthew Ferguson, Nebraska 2020. He is a current leadership consultant, been on staff for about 6 months, so he's really excited to be starting. He's done a ton of work over the past 6 months helping get back our Purdue and our Delaware chapter. So a lot of experience in the recruitment realm there, as that is his job. Rob Miller, Carthage 2009. So Rob is a great volunteer and a great member of Delta Upsilon, and he has a ton of experience both as an undergrad and also as a professional in the recruitment realm. Walter Olaf, Central Florida 2018. Again, another individual who has a ton of expertise, has been to a ton of educational programs, has a ton of training on the idea of recruitment in the realm and area of recruitment. Ashton Mills, Oregon State 2019, former chapter president of the Oregon State chapter, has done a lot to help out just across the board, has facilitated our RLAs, regional leadership academies. So again, great to have him on board. Jace Whitaker, Boise State 2012. Jace, I know that you introduced yourself there in the chat, so that's great to see there. Jace, I believe, is a founding father of the Boise State chapter, former VP of recruitment, and so really excited to have Chase be able to provide his knowledge and expertise to you all. Ian Jones, Michigan Tech 2019, another individual who is super involved with this chapter, super involved at the educational program level and the international level. So really excited to have Ian. Daryl Holloway, former staff member, former leadership consultant, current advisor for our Arlington chapter. Daryl is great to work with. I work with him in working with the Arlington chapters. They're one of my chapters I work with. So it's great to have Daryl continue to be involved as a volunteer. And like I said, former staff member of the organization. Myself, I will be serving as a recruitment coach to a group of chapters, and then Ryan Dickey, Western Ontario 2013. So excited to have Ryan on board there. And again, has a lot of experience advising the VP of recruitment, being the VP of recruitment, all of those pieces there. Really excited. So you will know later this week, you all will receive information on who your recruitment coach will be. And then your recruitment coach obviously will also reach out to you to ensure that you have everything set up and everything that you need to be successful for this program and moving forward and working with them and working with your small group. So another big thing that happens, or that we'll be talking about a lot within the Amplify DU process, is our chapter recruitment and retention goals, as well as incentives. So we'll talk a little bit about what this looks like. You will be receiving, or at least the main chapter participants will all be receiving information on your recruitment and retention goals, as well as incentives as those become available. So first, we'll talk about our recruitment and retention goals for Amplify DU and really for the 2021-2022 school year. So what we did as a staff is we compiled data over the past 5 years. We've pared that down to the past 2 years. And every chapter has been assigned 2 different recruitment goals based off your previous 2-year recruitment data. And so what we want these goals to be is really a foundation and a piece to allow for you all to really start your planning. And so those 2 goals is each chapter will receive an initial recruitment goal, and then each chapter will receive a stretch recruitment goal. And so those initial and stretch recruitment goals, what you'll receive is those will be for the entire year. And then we'll also break that down into semesters. So what is it fall semester? What is it spring semester? And so you all will receive that information. Your initial recruitment goals were obviously, as you can see here, were determined based off the previous 2-year recruitment data. And then your stretch recruitment goals for chapters is 25%. It's a 25% increase from your initial recruitment goal. And again, this will all be emailed out and explained to you all as chapter participants. And so with those recruitment goals, it's really important because those recruitment goals do tie into the incentives that we'll have offered and that you all as chapter participants will be able to be eligible for. So it's really exciting that we're able to offer this for individuals and chapters who do complete the program and do obtain and reach their recruitment and retention goals. And so this is something that we want to make sure that you all are looking forward to and in attaining your goals and making those attainable for you. So again, you'll receive those 2 initial and stretch recruitment goals later this week, hopefully by Friday. And then we also have a goal for all of our chapters in which they retain 80% of their new members over the course of the year, right? And so it's great if we're going to recruit a bunch of guys during a semester over the course of the year, but if we're not then initiating them and we're not getting them into the brotherhood as initiated brothers, then there needs to be some kind of thought about what's going on. And so we want to make sure that you are bringing in men and that you're also retaining them through the new member process. And so that will be some conversations that you'll have throughout the summer with your recruitment coaches and within these webinars is what does that retention look like? How do we retain men? How do we make sure that we are finding the right individual who we know is going to fit well within the organization, within the chapter? How do we make sure that we are communicating what those expectations are so that once they actually go through and start going through the associate member education process, they are being retained? And so this is all this information that we'll be talking about and that we'll be going over that's really vital to the success and the growth of the fraternity, but more importantly, the chapters. And so that will be really important. So question here, who receives the goals and initiates or incentives? So that will be sent to the main chapter participant that we have that registered for the program. So that will be sent directly to them. And then obviously they will share that out with the rest of the chapter in that recruitment committee. And then the next piece is, aside from the recruitment and retention goals, we also then have the incentives. And so we are currently working right now on an incentive structure for chapters who complete the entirety of the Amplify DU program. So that means that at least one member is attending all the webinars, participating in all the small group meetings, participating in those small group interactions as well as accomplishing those recruitment and retention goals. So there'll be an incentive just for you guys. There'll be an incentive just for you guys to complete the program, right? And then we're working on what are other incentives, or what do those incentives look like for groups that actually do reach their initial or stretch recruitment and retention goals. And so it's really great that we're able to provide some of those incentives and give back to chapters who take advantage of this opportunity, and then obviously perform when it comes to recruitment. And then more information on those incentives will be shared as soon as possible. So we're currently working on that. There's a lot of factors that play into that for us. We want to make sure that we're setting you all up for success as well as the fraternity. And so being able to provide that has been a lot of conversations on what that looks like and what makes the most sense. Just so you all are aware, your recruitment coaches will also receive your recruitment and retention goals, so they will know exactly where you are at. So they have that information as well, so they can work directly with you within your small group to make sure that you have a plan to really help you moving forward. And so again, all that information will be sent out via email to those main chapter participants. More than likely, that will be the VP of recruitment who is signed up for that. But the big part is, guys, is those who are on this call are already, well ahead of the game right now, already one step to completing the program and receiving those incentives that we have towards the end of the program and throughout the year. And so continue to show up, continue to be engaged, continue to have these opportunities through the Amplify DU program. And so we'll continue to share that information as we receive that, or as we confirm that with the incentives there. So, big question for you all is, how do you want to amplify DU, right? We look at kind of everything in general, right, when it comes to recruitment. And really the conversation is, and the question I have for you as chapter participants and as undergraduates is, when we look forward, how do I, as a VP of recruitment, as a recruitment chair, as a general member, as an executive board member, want to amplify DU? How do I want to amplify it for just the fraternity? How do I want to amplify it for my chapter, for my brothers? How do I want to amplify DU for my campus? How do I want to amplify DU for those who are coming through the door, coming to our events, those who I'm reaching out to? And so this is a question I want you all to think about. I want you all to really say, what does that look like for me in my chapter? What conversations do I need to have, and how am I going to take advantage of this opportunity that we have through this program, through these webinars, through my recruitment coaches that are really going to help me answer this question? How is that going to look? How am I going to amplify this process? How am I going to take 2021 and 2022 and make it the best recruitment that my chapter has ever had in recent history, really ever, right? What are we going to do to make sure that Delta Upsilon at Oregon, Delta Upsilon at Boise State, Delta Upsilon at Central Florida, Delta Upsilon at Carthage has the best recruitment, brings in the best individuals this year, that's really going to just excel DU up, grow DU, provide opportunity, provide impact? And so this question you may not know right now, right? And quite frankly, I'm still asking myself this question. How am I wanting to amplify DU? How am I wanting to give back to you all as undergraduates to help you all amplify DU moving forward within your chapters? And so these are questions, this is a question, right, that you may pose to your recruitment coach. What does this look like? Let's have some conversation about that. This may be a question that you pose and have conversations about when it comes in your small groups. What does that look like at your chapter? What does that mean to you? And so really being able to understand and really be able to talk about that. This may be a question you pose to your recruitment committee, right? What does amplifying DU mean to us, right? What does that mean in the realm of recruitment? And so these are all really important pieces and really important follow-up. And like I said, summer is a great opportunity to take advantage of this, right? The summer, a lot of the times, is a place where we don't get a lot of things done within our chapters. It should be the quite opposite, especially with recruitment. In 2 weeks, we'll talk about 365 recruitment and what that looks like. This is a great opportunity to really hone in on your recruitment plan, start building those relationships with undergraduate men, start doing that outreach, doing all of those things that we know to be successful within successful recruitment chapters, or chapters who recruit successfully. And so taking advantage of that, taking advantage of the summer is really important moving forward. On top of just a couple other pieces that you'll see throughout the summer, there'll be a lot of other information and resources that we'll provide when it comes to recruitment. One of those will be blogs. I know we did some blogs last year, and you may have seen those, may have read those. We have just kind of revamp the entire blog structure and what that's going to look like and what that offers. Those are going to play potentially on some weeks into conversations that you have in your small groups, your interactions that you have with your small groups. So make sure you're on the lookout for those blogs. Make sure that you have the opportunity to take some time and think about, read those blogs, share those blogs with your recruitment team, with your recruitment committee, whatever that might look like for you all. Again, we're going to provide a ton of resources for you in order to be as successful as you possibly can within recruitment. It's your now job to take that and really kind of learn, ask questions, challenge, and develop what that looks like for you and your chapter to be successful moving forward. So with that being said, I know there's a lot of information there. Obviously, more information will be sent out to the recruitment VPs or whoever the main participant is. But if there are any questions, feel free to throw those in the chat box or throw those into the Q&A box. Happy to answer any questions that you might have there. So I'll take just a minute to kind of wait and see if there are any questions. All right. So seeing none, I just want to thank you all. Again, I am, and headquarters and our staff is incredibly excited, and our recruitment coaches are incredibly excited to get this thing kicked off. We can't wait for the conversations that we're going to have. We can't wait for you all to start developing what those plans and recruitment plans look like for your chapter. But if you have any questions or you just want to talk through something, obviously you have your recruitment coach, obviously you have your small group, but you also have me. You also have somebody who's more than willing to set up a meeting, set up a phone call, text back and forth. So feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call, shoot me a text. I love meeting as many DU undergraduate brothers as I possibly can. I want you all to be successful this upcoming year. Always, I want you to be successful, but I want you to be successful. I want you to go into this upcoming year really prepared and ready to attack recruitment in the right way, in the best way possible, not only as a staff member, not only as also a recruitment coach, but also as a Delta Upsilon brother. I took the same oath as you guys, and it's my job, and I feel it's my responsibility to make sure that you all are successful. You all have the information and the tools needed to be successful on your campus, especially when it comes to recruitment in this case. And so please reach out if you have any questions. You have a ton of resources over this summer, not only your small group, not only your recruitment coaches, but also myself. So please reach out. But really just want to thank you all for signing up and participating in Amplify DU, for coming to the recruitment kickoff. Really looking forward to what this looks like. Last couple things, like I said, you're going to receive some more information from me regarding those recruitment goals and incentives over the course of the next week. And then also, there is, you'll hear from your recruitment coach as well. So making sure that you are taking advantage of that. So if you need anything, reach out to us. You'll hear from us over the course of the next week about more information, but really excited to get this going, guys, and really excited to see how you all as undergraduate men are going to amplify DU. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your night, and I will definitely talk to a lot of you soon.